Hello, if you could subscribe to my channel or leave a like of this video or even comment, I'd appreciate it very much. Thank you very much. So this is going to be a bit of an educational video then. No one's actually asked for it yet, but I thought it was quite an easy little thing I could do. Maybe some would see it interesting, and a bit educational then. So, leverage. Leverage comes in different forms, different types. Mechanical advantage, force multiplying, like ratios of gears and all that. So it's different sorts. So I'll go through a few sort of common ones then, or not so common then, but a bit more basic then. So everyone knows now, a great big bar now. You have, say, 6-inch there, and you have 6 times the length there. You press down 10 kilos there, and it's 6 times what you press down there, but with end. But you press down that quite a bit to have that go up a little bit. Okay, so that's the basic one. So trolley jack works the same way. So you pump that handle up and down quite a few times, 10 kilos each time, up and down, up and down. And this only moves a little tiny bit, but it can lift 4 ton, 4-ton trolley jack. So it's sort of similar to digger hydraulics and tractor hydraulics. You have a little pump then that turns around at, say, the speed of engine. So say it's 1,000 RPM or 2,000 RPM or in between, So it spins really fast round, and it's a little pump with little pistons or little gears, and it only pumps a little bit at a time, but it pumps a lot of it. And you have a big ram then, so you pump a lot of times to move a big ram a little bit, and you have a lot of force behind it then. So that's the sort of basics of hydraulics then. It is sort of leveraging. So everyone knows about, like pulleys and, like towing, all that. So if you had a pulley now, water well, and you're lifting 5 kilo bucket up, just add a pulley there, just so it was easier to pull it down. You pull it 1 meter there at 5 kilos, and you lift it up 1 meter, 5 kilos. Okay, so that's how you actually multiply this, like winches and towing stuff, is you add another pulley. So you have a pulley on the actual load itself then. So you have an anchor now there, say tree, whatever. I just put a little anchor there. So you put a pulley on the actual load itself, so the rope can actually move around the load. And say you put another pulley there, another well now then. This another well, so you anchor that somewhere, and you have a pulley to make it easier to pull it. Just pull it down, and you have a pulley on the actual load. This pulley doesn't actually do anything to the leverage. So you now pull this rope 2 meters at 5 kilos. This will only move 1 meter at 10 kilos. I haven't added that. So say 1 meter at 10 kilos. So you half the actual distance you pull it, but you double the actual load then. And basically, the other 5 kilos is transferred to the anchor. So it's basically pretending, say now you were carrying a bucket, you and your mate now, and you held one side at 5 kilos and your mate held the other side at 5 kilos. That's basically how it works, and you transfer half the weight to something else. And this pulley allows it to equally transfer it. That's sort of how it works. So I was talking about a puller, about threads then. So threads another one. These numbers, the other ones are pretty, well, I wouldn't say bang on or whatever, but they're closer to reality than it is. I've just sort of made these up then. I'm not sure how many threads per inch and all that, I'm not into that. But this is just to show, basically. So you got now a quite coarse thread, and you turn it 10 times at 1 kilogram round a spanner, and say it goes down 30 millimeter at 10 kilos, so it multiplies it because it doesn't move. You spin it around quite a lot then to get it to move a little bit. So you've got a fine thread bolt now, and it's half the amount, well, it's double the threads of this. Okay, so remember now, like the bar, you moved it a lot to move a little bit at more weight then. So say now you double the amount of threads now, and you turn it 10 times, it'll only move half the length, but you'll have double the force behind it. So it's exactly same as this, how that works and how this works. So you double the amount you pull it, and then you half the amount it actually moves, but you double the weight of it. So it's leverages everywhere, but these are I thought you quite like you might like this one. This is how like you winch stuff in. So say you got a 10-ton winch now here, and you put a pulley there, and you can pull 20 tons in. But the only thing is now, say before you could move this much, because you have to move it double the amount to get a double weight. You might only have this much rope to actually movement in the rope then. But that's the basics of it then. If you'd like anything else sort of educational like this, I'm quite well. I do use maths and all that off and on. Pythagoras and all that. If you'd like to know something practical uses or stuff. I did engineering then, A levels, and we did this sort of stuff. More practical applications of maths and that. Then. So I find it quite interesting you actually use it, like you did maths in school, and what do you use this for, like something like this, you'd see where you'd actually use it, But that's basically it then. So hydraulics are basically leverage. Well, say you have a little thing that you move flat out, like a pump on a tractor, it moves flat out, and you only move a ram of a loader quite slow then. Well, it goes quite fast, but quite slow to go up compared to going around 2,000 times a minute, So that's it basically. Thank you for watching, and goodbye from me for now then.